We're in the Red Rock country, just outside Sedona, Arizona.
On a sun-drenched hot day.
And the first full day of spring. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
It is April.
April. We like April. That means it's spring.
Yeah, it's actually not April right now, but you know, we got to do this ahead of time. So we'll say it's April. We're moving into April already. Yeah. And so here we are in the Red Rock. As we said earlier, we showed you a photo of that.
Yeah, near Sedona, Arizona, which is magnificent. Just one of the most beautiful places in the state of Arizona. It's hot today all over Arizona, as it is in much of the West. 2 months ahead of schedule as far as some blooms and other things. So, yeah, it's sort of sobering to be in that kind of weather more and more these days.
You're saying 25 degrees above normal.
Yeah,
so, you know, today we posted in Instagram with a picture from an early morning walk to avoid the heat. It's, you know, and then the East Coast had like crazy, extended, challenging cold, clear down to Georgia and northern Florida. But the Rockies didn't get much snow at all.
No,
so
very
we're
little.
for real in this, and it turns this data are in. We're in a warming. That was the warmest winter on record.
Yeah, and there's every reason to expect it will be a big wildfire season again in much of the West, so stay tuned for that. All of it an opportunity to take a look at our relationship as humans with the planet and what we're doing to it and what we're doing for it. And that's what full ecology is often largely about.
Yeah, to consider everything that we can do. And to remember, and we like to remind you of this because many people are cynical about this, it does matter what you do. It matters that you recycle. It matters that you walk to the grocery store instead of driving, or bike to the grocery store instead of driving. It matters. Every little thing you do matters. And that's part of why 50 plus years ago, the celebration of Earth Day began in April.
Yeah. April 22nd, 1970.
Yeah.
Started in part by, large part by Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson. And, you know, it was in the wake of some very, very disastrous environmental things like the Cuyahoga River catching fire in Ohio, big oil spill in Southern California off the coast of near Santa Barbara. And so people were really increasingly feeling like, what are we doing? And incredibly, on that first Earth Day, 20 million people around the country showed up. Fifth Avenue was closed in New York City. It was just bigger than anybody could have imagined. And that's 10% of the population. Now, you can say, wow, that's a lot, or if you say, oh, that's only 10%, think of what 10% of the population showing up can do.
Well, especially when Margaret Mead said 2% can change the world.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't even know what the percentage is on the 100th monkey thing.
Yeah.
So we really are pushing that. Then in the 90s, the Earth Day celebration began going global.
Yes.
And now the word is that there are a billion people around the planet. So that would be 1/8 of us who are tending to Earth Day on the 22nd of April. Why do we do it? What's it for?
Well, and I want to go back within 3 years of that first Earth Day. Suddenly we had an Environmental Protection Agency, National Environmental Policy Act, Endangered Species Act, Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act. Those things have saved lives and the health of millions and millions and millions, especially of children in urban areas. So, wow, it was so different within 3 years of that first Earth Day, and that first Earth Day was the spark.
Yeah. I mean, you have a story of that.
Well, I was all of 14 years old at the time.
And on your bike?
On my Stingray, my
Stingray.
purple 5-speed Stingray, Sears Stingray, I should be clear. And I would often ride 5 or 6 blocks down Wall Street, not that Wall Street, but from my house in South Bend, Indiana, to a place called Potawatomi Park, and happened to do that on April 22nd, and the park was filled with people dancing and hula hooping, and they had beads, and they were playing drums and guitars, and they had long hair, and the girls had peasant dresses, and the women had peasant dresses. And I, in conservative Midwestern Indiana, thought it was absolutely one of the most enchanted things I'd ever seen. And I raced home on my bike and told my mom, who was a little less
She
enthused
was
about it.
horrified.
But anyway, so I have a warm, fuzzy memory of the first Earth Day as a kid on my bike.
Yeah. And I just know that we've all been aware of it, that it's a something that happens. So watch in your community for what's going on. You may be right in the center of what's going on. And it's a good time. This is a good moment in this heating and everything. It's always a good moment. The other function, I would say, that as a social psychologist, Earth Day serves is to give us an opportunity to go, well, why are we doing this? What's this for? What do we
Yeah.
mean Earth Day?
Yeah.
Is it just another opportunity to get together and drink beer,
Yeah,
really?
right.
And
That's
yeah,
so true.
I mean, what is it? What is it for? And so we have in the past 2 months here on the update and in the newsletter been looking at the stories that we tell ourselves about the natural world. And last month it was plants, looking at plants, these plants around us, just right here, the pinyon and juniper and all the various cacti, all these things that make it through the intense heat. Who knows when it gets more intense? We don't know. We'll see. But we hope that, the plants are leading the way. And that has been a wonderful topic for us to consider. But all of those can lead us back to this revisiting of, so why? So what do we want to keep in the center of our hearts during this month, and particularly on the 22nd, about how grateful we are for Gaia, for the solar system that sustains this earth. And in some ways, we're becoming more aware of that.
And we might suggest, if you're looking for things to do to celebrate Earth Day, and many people go out and plant trees or whatever, clean up rivers, do it as a group.
Yeah.
Because the power, as Bill McKibben says over and over, is collectively. Does that mean it doesn't matter if you go out and do something on your own? Absolutely not. That matters. It adds to the collective, but it also aligns your life with a sense of care and a sense of place and a sense of identity of who you are in relationship to other things. You could just be out picking up litter, and in your own mind and heart can be caretaking the earth, and the opportunity to feel that kinship is priceless. So whatever you're doing this Earth Day, individually or collectively, do it with a pause now and then, breathe in, and ask yourself what Mary's saying. Why am I doing this?
And do it with other people. I really appreciate you bringing that up, because one of the things I have to cop to is that sometimes I just get really done with people. And I don't think that's altogether fair. We are expressions of nature. There's no way around it. And we have the opportunity to remember that. And that's a significant part of what we're doing with Full Ecology.
Yeah.
Is just to support that remembering. And the remembering is quite possible. And so for me, when I'm around people doing things related to caring for and considering this beautiful planet, I get renewed faith in people who are natural expressions too. So consider that as well.
And I think we've mentioned before, but in many cities, we not too long ago learned, including in Tucson, where we spend a lot of the time in the winter, the cities now, especially under these really drastic drought and heat conditions, the cities are providing a sort of a respite, an island of survivability for a lot of insects, for a lot of birds, Certain mammals are coming into the city. So the people doing pollinator gardens and bird-friendly habitats and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. This is an example of humans having a chance to reach out, and of course, eventually, if the climate settles, a lot of those creatures will go back to their more
Right.
remote habitats.
Yeah, we have a new friend who is an ethnobiologist. He was, we did a How It Looks From Here podcast with him a few months ago. And he was the one who really turned us on to how this is happening. And his expertise right now, a lot of what he does is with bees and how much they're seeing that the bees are leaving the desert and coming into the cities because they have more food.
Yeah.
And that won't be forever, but it is something worth noting. The other thing you might have noticed is that we've shifted places.
Yeah, right as I was talking about those urban efforts to provide for the critters of more the outback, the phone just flashed emergency heat warning. Got to turn the phone off because it can't operate under these temperatures. Very appropriate to our
Right.
discussion and to Earth Day considerations.
Yeah, yeah. And there are many things that we as humans can do. Goodness knows, we've been getting warnings for a long, long time about you. Some of you may even remember in 1975 when we were asked by President Carter to drive 55 or less on the highways. And my family, pretty big family, was living in Texas at the time and had been for a long time. And the speed limits were pretty high there. And I remember I got to assert I didn't know that's what I was doing, but my teenage individuation by being just a really insistent kind of jerk to my parents when they were faster than 55. So there,
Yeah, so there,
I
mom
was
and
doing
dad.
my part back then.
Right.
But
You were
yeah,
destined to be an
yeah.
environmentalist.
So,
Yeah, but
and
yeah, this is a time, what Mary just referenced back when President Carter suggested we drive 55. Remember, a lot of that is against the backdrop of the oil embargo in the Middle East and gas prices rising, long lines at the pump. Well, as we record this, gas is well over $5 a gallon, and that hurts. So now we have another opportunity to consider alternative
that's right.
vehicles, alternative energy,
That's right.
and all of it matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, really, every single thing that we're doing does matter. And of course, the bigger things that are being done as well. And let's watch the policy and let's elect people who will affect the policy in ways that keep us going in the right direction. We know we can do it. We did it with the
Yeah.
ozone.
Yeah, we absolutely did, and with acid rain,
Yeah,
tremendous success stories,
yeah,
and those were big problems.
right, right. So do celebrate. We'll be curious to hear your stories of Earth Day
Yeah.
and your sense of, like, what's it for? Is it working? Is it not working? A billion people around the world celebrating it, but what does that mean? What are they celebrating? What are we celebrating? We're celebrating this fabulous planet. In what ways and to what extent are we able to gain encouragement, I guess, with each other
Yeah.
and capacity to work in community, to do everything we can to be of support, to do our part.
Yeah, to just live well in this beautiful world.
Yeah. And in our right size, as we talk about in full ecology. And as we learned that particular notion from our friends who are in recovery from substance dependency, which is a very interesting thing. We've been very, very addicted and continue so to the illusion that we are separate from each other. And one big celebration of Earth Day is to say, no, not so. Let's be in direct celebration, and not just celebration, not just love, but reverence for all the beings, all the expressions of the natural world, including ourselves.
Sounds good. Let's make this an Earth century, perhaps.
Yeah. So the first Tuesday in May, second Tuesday in May, I'm thinking, I forgot to check before recording. Sorry, everybody. I'm thinking it's the 10th of May. So that second Tuesday, we will have a deep dive, free. We get joined from people all over the country with the opportunity this month to talk more about Earth Day, the why of it, what's it about, what's it for, and how can we proceed with strength from this.
Yeah.
The other thing, please check our website for the description of we're going to kind of consolidate full ecology and a writing option.
Yeah.
And the Inner Elder together, the 5th through the 9th of July. Please come join us. Also, don't miss checking out our website so that you can learn more about the retreat that we're offering. We're putting everything together in that retreat, full ecology, and we have a writing option, and the Inner Elder, the new Inner Elder emphasis or opportunity in full ecology. So all of those will be together the 5th through 9th of July in the Centennial Valley at the J-Bar-L Ranch. Don't miss it if you can.
It's just one of the most spectacular places, and I would promise one of the most unforgettable experiences you'll likely have. It's really precious.
Yeah, because in addition to our thinking, of course, carefully about what thoughts to take you through that natural world out there, the immediacy of it. What a teacher.
Wolves and moose and bears and trumpeter swans and
Birds of all kind because of the wildlife preserve. Yes. And the mountains and the grasses and the incredible, you call it serpentine?
Yeah, the serpentine nature
river.
of Red Rock Creek is just beautiful.
Yeah. So anyway, do check that out and be in touch with us if you have any curiosity. Be in touch with us anyway.
Yeah, and in the meantime, happy Earth Day, happy spring, happy being a human on such a beautiful planet.
We are so very fortunate. www.fullecology.com and connect at fullecology.com for email. Yeah, be good to yourselves, and
Take
we will
care.
see you next month.
Bye-bye.